Welcome, nerds, to the All Things Nerd podcast, your weekly dive into all things nerd. Chad, I hope you had a good week. And before we get into some housekeeping, cheers.
Cheers. Nerd. All right, yeah, so let's do that housekeeping, then we can move on. If you're a fan of the show, please like, share, subscribe, follow us everywhere you find us. Also, if you want to be a premium subscriber, head on over to buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. It's a monthly subscription. You get bonus content, member exclusive merch, behind the scenes, and access to our pre show warm ups, where Jake and I will have a drink or several and talk about whatever is on our mind. Sometimes it's nerdy, sometimes it's sciencey, sometimes, like this past week, was a bit more
The
personal.
handmaid's still,
And what?
You said, sometimes it's, and I said, the handmaid's tale.
Yeah. This week we kind of talked about the state of the nation and what the first 5 business days of the new presidential stuff has been like.
It's been great if you're white
I'm white and it's not been great.
and a man.
Also a man, still not great. Again, that's buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. Let's get into our first topic.
Well, sorry, eating French fries because I'm a professional. Um, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about Spider-Man and other iterations of Spider-Man, leading up to, it's this week, isn't it?
Yeah,
Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man coming out.
either Wednesday or Thursday. It's the twenty
Yeah.
ninth. That's all I know.
This
It,
is a third. We didn't have anything. Everything's over right now. Until like a week from, not a week from next week. So we're
yeah,
gonna talk about stuff that interests us about upcoming things. Spider-Man being one of them. And there's a lot of different versions of Spider-Man.
there is. First off, what's your favorite iteration of Spider-Man? Live action, comic run?
Ooh, that's tough. Um, I gotta say, I mean, for me, it's probably gonna be a comic. Um, it's the series where Peter Parker uh dies fighting Green Goblin
Mm,
in front of his house after Goblin finds out who he is. Um, but I'm a sucker for the 90s cartoon. That's what I grew up on.
that's where I was gonna go.
That's my shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Or
What?
the comic iteration where uh, Kingpin releases his identity and gets Aunt May killed, and he just
Mm,
goes and fucking just
yeah.
no holds barred, just
One of the coldest lines ever. Fucking shows up as Spider-Man and King in prison, breaks into the prison to fight Kingpin, and Kingpin's like, "You won't kill me." Spider-Man doesn't kill, and Peter takes off his Spider-Man costume and he goes, "Spider-Man's not here for you. Peter Parker is."
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it was so good.
yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh man, fuck you. That's a good one. I forgot about that. Um,
Because
Live action, I love all live action Spider-Mans that we've gotten so far. Uh, but anybody who knows me or listens to this podcast, I've got a real hard spot for a soft spot for Andrew Garfield.
that came out wrong, or did it?
Yeah. I love Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I am really bummed out that it didn't get the appreciation that it deserved until like a decade after those movies came out. And then people are like, bring back Amazing Spider-Man. And even Andrew Garfield himself was like, "Where the fuck were you guys?"
10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, I think he just nailed that character so good. I love how, um, because he didn't have like the techie suit like Tom Holland does with the expressive eyes and stuff, that Andrew Garfield was so good about showing you his emotion through like his physical
Yeah.
expression rather than having like eyes that contracted and stuff like that. He was really good about like showing you how pissed or disappointed or excited or whatever
Yeah.
without CGI. I thought I he just killed that character. He was so good at it.
Hmm.
And he's just very handsome.
Oh, so handsome.
He's a man crush of mine.
Yeah. What? We did not know that, and I
Nobody knew. Nobody knew.
definitely don't agree. Uh, yeah, live action, like you said, they've all been great. I think I agree with Andrew Garfield, but Toby is still super nostalgic.
Yeah.
I mean, that so great. So with with that being said,
I just did it. Come on. Well, what do you think about we got new Spider-Man stuff coming out. Where are you at with that?
I'm excited. I'm
Sweet. Thanks, Chad. Uh
I mean, I'm intrigued because it's a different timeline, but some of the same things happen. Um, Probably just to make it feel more connected to the MCU in some way, but we don't know when or how it splits.
oh, okay.
So I
You're
don't know.
being specific about a Spider-Man thing coming out. There's like multiple Spider-Man things coming out.
Oh, yeah, with the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man that airs on Disney Plus
Be
on the
specific,
20th.
Chad. My
Well,
God. Be Pacific, would you?
there's a very good chance that we're never
Or
gonna get to.
Atlantic at least.
uh, there's just I'm worried that we're never gonna get the end of the Spider Verse because Shamik Moore can't just shut the fuck up and making people feel uncomfortable around him.
Recast him. Recast him.
Well, the thing is,
It's our
it's
movie and
fucking
we want it
done.
now.
You know, like
Yeah.
it's just don't let him do the press.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck you, Shamik. We all want Haley Steinfeld, okay? But the rest of us know that we can't have her. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
My
for
God.
real though.
Josh Allen, just fucking bitch slap that dude. Tell him to release this movie.
Yeah, tell him to get your fiance's name out of his fucking mouth. It's funny because we're going to talk about Will Smith later too.
We also have Spider-Man Noir coming
Oh
out.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And
Oh
then what you were just talking with Nicolas Cage reprising the role, but it's live action, which is interesting. Um,
yeah,
I feel like it would have made more sense to do a cartoon
I agree.
and just have him voice the character. I'm here for it. Don't get me wrong, either way. Um,
I'm blurry.
but it's weird that they're doing a live action. But I'm here for it. But what you were talking about is the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which is
Hmm.
coming out this week. By the time this episode comes out, the show should be premiering.
Yeah.
It's animated.
Yeah, and I mean it looks good. It's uh, kind of the same animation style as X-Men '97, so it kind of has that like nostalgic throwback. It's just cleaned up a bit.
hmm
Um, yeah, it looks good.
This is supposed to be kind of what a lot of people didn't want to see. That's why when they brought in Tom Holland as Spider-Man in Civil War, they were like, we don't need to see another origin story of Spider-Man. We've already seen it over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
But this is kind of showing us that origin story. This is showing us the time between becoming Spider-Man and Civil War, but it's on a different timeline.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what we read, you and I, is that there's the timeline, but at some point it branches off. And so this will not follow Tom Holland's Spider-Man
Mm-hmm.
origin story. It will diverge. We'll get a different suit. There will be no Ned and MJ. Um, so that's what's got me excited about it is that we're going to see a different storyline other than what we already know and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And we get Norman Osborn
Mhm.
in this show as the Tony Stark mentor role, a la Tom Holland's.
He's going to play Alla?
No.
Alla. Sorry.
Wow.
I can do it,
I know.
right?
I was.
No, I can't. I really can't
You
because I'm
shouldn't,
not.
but you can get away with it a lot more than I could. That's for damn sure.
Family Guy did it. I think I can do it.
Yeah, we are just as famous as them. Um.
Praise him.
uh, yep.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Can't and won't.
Oh no.
But this for the Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man animated series that's coming out, it's interesting because instead of like making cartridges for his web shooters, I'm sure that we'll eventually get to that point because we see in the trailer he gets an upgraded suit, but um, it's basically like a backpack with like hoses that feed to his shooters, which is kind of cool.
Hmm.
Um, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I think it'll be sweet. Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it'll be sweet.
Oh, geez, Rick.
You know what's not sweet? Crybaby Craig's hot sauce.
You motherfucker.
Crybaby Craig's hot sauce is, for those of you who didn't know, it is our title sponsor. It is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes on practically anything. Listen up, we'll tell you more about it. More about it.
Yeah.
Please adopt us.
Circle.
Hey, you nerds. Do you love spice? Supporting small businesses? What about enhancing the flavor of your favorite foods? If you said yes to any of those, our good friends over at Crybaby Craig's have the perfect solution for you. Crybaby Craig's is a pickled habanero and garlic hot sauce that goes perfectly with your favorite foods, adding the perfect amount of spice and enhancing the flavor of everything it touches. Started in Minneapolis by Craig back in 2012, Crybaby Craig's has become a Minneapolis and Minnesota staple in the sauce world. So head over to crybabycraigs.com and order yours today.
All right, friends, it is time for Trivial Nerd Suit. This week's question is for Chad, and it is provided by me. If you would like to submit a question and try to stump one of us, please reach out to us on our website over at www.allthingsnerdpod.com/trivial nerd suit and use our contact form. Just mention who the question is for. If you want to try to stump Chad, reach out to me. If you want to, and vice versa. It goes to a third party, so we cannot cheat.
Yep.
Chadley, are you ready?
Yep. Actually, I should open the chat so that I can see the question. But yes, I'm ready.
Bet. Okie dokie. I'm sending it right now. What is the name of Peter Parker's clone?
Oh, fuck me. Because
That's not it. That is not the
it's
name.
Scarlet Spider. It's Riley something Riley.
Ooh, fuck me, bud. Scarlet Spider was the hint. So
Yeah. Oh my god. Uh, I'm like 90% sure that Riley is part of the name, whether it's first
Mhm.
or last name. I just don't remember the other half of the name.
I could give you another hint.
Ben Riley.
You got it. Yeah, yeah, okay. I
Yeah,
was gonna say.
it took me a second. I got it.
My other hint was gonna be that oh shit, I can't even think of his name. Peralta.
Andy
The fuck's
Samberg.
his name? Andy Samberg voiced him in um Across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got it.
Ooh.
Go fuck yourself.
I panicked for a second. Also, my camera is going fucking crazy, and it's like I don't want to be focused. Oh well.
Oh well.
Oh well. Uh, yeah. So if you want to try and stump one of us, and you think you can do a better job than Jake just did, uh, just
Okay,
kidding.
bud. Well, I'll keep that in
You've
mind.
you've stumped me so many times on stuff
Oh
that
yeah. Oh yeah.
has really embarrassed me because like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars shit, which is it's a bummer for me. Yeah, go to our website, go to the allthingsnerdpod.com/trivial nerd suit. When we start getting some questions submitted, we will come up with a a tiered system of giveaways and stuff like that based on
Yeah.
how long our streak goes. You could end up with a hoodie, could end up with some hot sauce from our sponsor, maybe a shot glass, who knows,
Maybe both or a trifecta.
or all of it, if you will.
Yeah. We got coffee mugs, shot glasses, stickers, hoodies, lanyards,
T-shirts, hats,
t-shirts, hats.
condoms.
We got it
What?
all. We got what?
With our faces on. Oh, you didn't get those? That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into some nerd news, shall we? Yeah. Also, thank you for being a fan of the All Things Nerd podcast. This will be our last episode ever. Just kidding. But yeah, let's get into some nerd news. You want to take this first one because you're the one that told me about it, and you're stoked on this.
Yeah.
If it's true.
Apparently, to wrap up the Transformers live action that has been going for fucking since I was like right out of high school, apparently, basically,
Yeah, like 2006
yeah,
or 7 when the first one
something,
came out.
yeah. Shia LaBeouf will reportedly, this isn't confirmed, this is a rumor, be returning as Sam Witwicky to the last movie in this live action franchise.
Which is cool.
I think it's cool.
Because then it's like, okay, but they like mentioned that he died, so I want to see how they tie that into the story. Like, did they actually think that he died, or was it like a cover up to protect him? Like, what was it?
I feel like Sam Witwicky's storyline, his life was turned upside down. And we know in like the second movie, he like says goodbye to Bumblebee. He's like, dude, I just want to go to college. I want to be a normal kid, like blah blah blah, live my life. And that doesn't happen. He dies at the end of the second movie, spoiler alert, comes back to life. And then there's a third movie with
yeah.
him, and I think that the Autobots made the decision to let him, or at least how they're gonna play it probably, if he is actually coming back.
Mm-hmm.
They did say in, was it the last night or whatever, or was that?
Fallen Knight.
Fallen Night or something like that? Yeah. Um, was that Sam Witwicky died. But they just say that. There's no like proof of it, like blah blah blah. So I'm thinking if they bring him back, that they're probably going to be like, we just wanted to give you a normal life, like blah blah. I think it would be really cool to bring him back as an adult. He's not
Yeah.
like a kid in high school. chasing after his like high school crush. Although there's also a rumor that Megan Fox will also be returning for this movie as well.
Oh, but what about like his supermodel girlfriend from the third one?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who
I don't,
knows? It would be interesting, and then especially if they like, uh,
and what's Machine Gun Kelly
clash,
gonna do? You know?
if they like clash those two like storyline, like if bring Mark Wahlberg's character, Cade, was it Cade something?
I don't
Uh,
remember his name, but
yeah.
I know that they
If
had
they
3 nipples.
if they bring
Sorry, Mark.
Marky Mark and fucking Shia together and like for like one last like big like hurrah, I think that'd be cool.
And let it be like a actual like same amount of time has passed. So,
Yeah.
an older Isabella Merced, coming back
Oh
also,
yeah.
who was kind of
Plus,
like his
and it was
adoptive.
the same storyline because it was Tyrese. It was Josh Duhamel in it as well? I remember Tyrese was.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I he might Josh Jamal might have his character might have died in the fourth one.
I don't think he died.
Oh,
I just don't know if he was in it.
I thought
But
he died at the end
anyways,
of what. It doesn't matter.
this is the thing. This
If
is a
it's if
rumor.
it's Josh
We are not.
Jamal who died,
Yeah.
then just bring in Timothy Oliphant. Sorry, I had to. They're the same person.
Yeah, but Josh Duhamel. I do love Timothy Olyphant, but Josh Duhamel is a Vikings fan, so
Oh,
yeah, he's from Iowa, and
isn't
Iowa
he
doesn't have a
also a
team. So,
dick?
um,
I don't know this, so if you're not, I'm sorry, Josh, because you're listening clearly.
any, anyways, this would be really cool. But it's all rumors. There's none of this has been confirmed. It would be dope though. I would love this.
My camera's freaking out. I
You
would,
gotta wipe your jizz off the lens, but
this has nothing to do with nerd news, but I heard this. It was like people arguing what would be the worst thing to find on someone else's search history while you're using their computer, and it was how to clean jizz out of a keyboard. So like as you're like that comes up.
ah, ah, comes up.
I got it.
All right. I wonder what my shotgun tastes like.
I'm sure it smells like Teen Spirit.
Ooh, the
I thought that was good. Fuck
high
you,
blow.
camera. Where
Uh,
you know,
the splatter was like up there, you know.
yeah.
Uh, you go because you're
It
the
was
one who told me about this
done by hole.
one. There was definitely a hole.
That one wasn't Courtney Love's. So last week all jokes aside, she killed him.
Well, maybe.
Last week we talked about Will Smith putting out his. I hope that the recording picked you up saying that too, because otherwise people are gonna be like, "Why is he laughing so hard for nothing?" Last week we talked about Will Smith's cryptic social media post about The Matrix and how he passed on the role of Neo forever ago. And then it was like, "Wake up, Will." It had nothing to do with The Matrix. He put out a new single with Big Sean.
Yeah.
Like, what a fucking letdown.
Spoiler alert. It's very
G.I. Janie?
positive music with
Oh.
no swear words.
Ha ha
Actually,
ha!
I actually
I
haven't
take
heard
off
it.
my shoes when I come in the house because I am respectful. Ha ha! Oh,
Fuck.
it was just a song. Like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
do better.
Yeah. Don't do that to us.
Yeah.
It's like being slapped in the face. I don't, you know what? Like, I just
That's why I said that the song is very
what
G.I.
a
Jane.
slap! What a slap in the face. Um, the really big, exciting news: Invincible season 3 is coming out. By the
February
time this, by the
6th.
time this episode, by the time any of you are hearing this, it'll be a week from Thursday. Correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have to
Did
pull
it.
up a calendar to double check. Yes, a week from Thursday.
Huzzah! So, uh, very excited about that. The we got some new characters coming. Multipole, which is Duplicate's brother. Did I say it right?
Yeah,
I did.
it's such a dumb name.
Multipole. It's Simu Liu, which is
That
huge.
part is
That's
dope.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Another Paul
Aaron Paul.
of the Aaron variety.
He's got a need for speed, you know? Both the blue kind of speed and sorry, I lost the joke. I lost it. It's gone. But yeah, Aaron Paul is joining this season, which is fucking sick. I like Aaron Paul.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, bitch. Uh,
Oh, we're on it. We're cooking. Just like Aaron Paul used to.
cook it.
I got back to it. I got back to it.
God damn it. Oh fuck, dude.
But
I'm-
also,
I'm-
oh my god, what's the guy's name? It was another Breaking Bad alumni that's joining the cast too, but they haven't announced who he's voicing. Is the old like badass dude?
Oh yeah, it said they redacted it, so I don't know who he's gonna play.
Yeah.
And then isn't I think Coleman Domingo this season as well? Did I see that or am I dumb? Or both?
I think you are correct.
I love Coleman Domingo.
Jolo is
Oh yeah,
as well.
Sholo. Sholo.
Sholo. What did I say? Jolo.
Jolo.
Yeah. My apologies. John DiMaggio. You might not recognize him by his face, but he's a huge voice actor. The Jonathan Banks is who I'm thinking of. Kate Mara.
Oh yeah,
Is also
Kate
coming
Mara.
in?
She's that teacher who like banged that kid in that show about the teacher who banged a kid.
Oh, on Hulu, right?
Uh huh.
Yeah. Didn't watch it.
I love Kate Mara.
I do too.
Yeah.
God. And then
She was a really bad version of Sue Storm, but I do love Kate Mara.
That's right. I always forget about the Fan Four Stick.
What'd you say?
Fan Four Stick.
Fantastic.
Oh, I get
It's like the end of the movie when they like come up with the name, but then they like end it before it like before they actually say it.
Yeah.
Kind of like Avengers.
Yeah. And then the kid that's going to be voicing Oliver,
Teenage Oliver.
teenage Oliver.
So I think there's technically two actors that are voicing Oliver. So there should be like a younger version and then teenage version. But I don't know his name. It's the kid from Ted, the TV series, prequel series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He also was in a show called Parenthood, where he plays an autistic kid who throws autistic tantrums.
Oh, he was in that show too.
A lot of people were in
so
that
many
show.
people were in that show. Yeah.
Yeah, so many people. Dax Shepard, Lauren Graham. Fuck me, Santa. Fuck me, Santa. That chick.
And then
Ray Romano.
who's going to be playing younger Oliver before he ages up to teenager, is His name is Christian Convery. Convery. If you've watched Sweet Tooth, he's the kid from Sweet Tooth.
Oh, no shit. Nice. That's a Downey production.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's dope. It's a circle.
See, we keep getting stoked more and more as we learn. That's how much we love this show.
This one's a huge one for me. Robert Eggers, who just did Nosferatu. Nosferatu. Uh, you must bounce on it. Harder. Sorry, I was laughing while I was doing that. Robert Eggers killed this movie. It was so good. Nosferatu.
It was amazing.
Really, 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 really good. It is one of my new favorite like horror movies like ever. He is also making his next movie will be it's called Werewolf. So it's not The Wolfman, but it's a werewolf movie set in the
Werewolf
1300s. I'm here for this.
I am too.
The fucking masterpiece that this dude just came out with. Plus, I mean, he's done already like super great movies. It wasn't the Lighthouse. That's him, right?
That makes sense. Yep.
Yeah. This guy is just a genius. And the horror direction that he's gone with Nosferatu and now a werewolf movie, let's fucking go, dude.
I did not
Please.
know that's what this guy looked like, but
Robert Eggers, he's young.
he's a handsome looking dude. Also,
Yeah, he's a good looking guy. Yeah, yeah. He's probably like younger than me. And it's really frustrating because it's like, what did I do with my life? I just talk about movies online. That's while I get fucking hammered.
that's your dream.
I eat cold French fries.
Sorry, you missed my joke on it, but
No, I heard it. I heard it.
You
I
just
just didn't
ignored
want to
it.
acknowledge it.
no, he was born in '83, so
Oh, okay.
you got a few years
Yeah.
yet.
A little older than me. The old bastard.
You look older
No.
than he does, though.
Yeah, life's been rough to me. Um, anyways,
Yeah,
he's a genius, dude. I love all of his movies that I've seen. I don't think I've seen all of his movies. I will make a point to watch all of his movies, especially like early work and shit like that. Now I really want to like get into it, and like see like his niche. But with both The Lighthouse and Nosferatu, you can really tell that it's the same director. Have you seen The Lighthouse?
I have not actually.
Oh,
and
you
I'm
really
quite
should.
ashamed
You
by
really,
that.
really should. Yeah. Willem Dafoe. Oh yeah, it totally makes sense. Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Common denominator here. But yeah, I'm really excited for a werewolf movie, especially with how gruesome and like well written and acted that Nosferatu was. I've spent more time talking about this than I should, but I'm a huge horror fan. Chad is not, but we're trying. We're
I'm
trying.
trying.
Yeah. I did drag you to this one, and you loved it.
I did,
Yeah.
and I was reading. I don't remember. Might have been with Vanity Fair. That Robert Eggers has said that he can't imagine writing or directing a film that's like modern day because he hates the idea of like cell phones showing up in movies and like the use of the internet. He's like that it takes away from like the story, which
I like
I
that.
think is really cool.
That's
So
really cool.
I mean, he did The Lighthouse, The Northman, a movie called The Witch was one of
Ooh,
his
the other.
earlier
Oh,
ones.
The Witch. You haven't seen The Witch? Oh, we're watching that, bud.
Okay.
Oh, it's fucking creepy, bro.
Then we will be watching that together.
Together. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. Ooh, I didn't know he did that. Oh, that makes sense too because the dude, the oh god, I forget his name but the guy who's gonna play Galactus. That was in Nosferatu.
Oh yeah,
He is
Ralph
the
Ineson or
yeah,
Ineson.
I understand. Yeah. He's in The Witch.
Yeah, and
That makes sense.
also makes sense from that movie to The Northman with Anya Taylor-Joy.
The other Skarsgård as well, of the Alexander variety.
Was in The Witch? No, he
Nope.
was in The Northman. Yeah,
Northman. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I really love his camera work, man.
yeah.
He's awesome. I fuck man, it makes me so mad that I haven't done anything with my life when I see people that are like the same age as me that are just doing all these amazing things.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to seeing
I mean,
his next movie. Yeah.
it makes sense why, as a director, his camera work is so incredible. Because when he got started in Hollywood, his early, I just learned this just now, so, but I can see how they connect. Is he worked with like production design and like principal photography and shit like that.
Nice.
Very
Yeah,
early
you can
on.
really see it. And spoiler alert for you, but like especially and that makes me really happy that he's kind of sticking to like the horror genre because that's honestly, dude, that's your fucking G spot, bud. But like The Witch,
It's in the book.
The Witch it is like psychologically terrifying. It is not like a jump scare kind of movie.
I mean, same with
But it is.
Nosferatu.
I think not. No, I think
Not
Nosferatu is pretty scary.
well, but like
You
it-
jumped multiple times. Shut the fuck up,
yeah,
dude.
but it was
So did
also,
I,
it just
but,
like after it was done, you just like
You feel
felt
gross.
it. Yeah, like you felt
yeah.
that creepiness.
Yes, that's how. That's where I was going with that. Is it's more of like a feeling you get from his movies. Same with The Lighthouse. It's like a ew kind of,
Yeah.
like the light. You haven't seen The Lighthouse or The Witch, but
Yeah,
um,
but
yeah, there. I mean, there's a part in The Witch. Spoiler alert, where the main girl. I mean, she literally meets the devil, and you never see him. You only see his like boots like walking across the room, and you can hear his voice talking to her, but they never show what he looks like. And I've say
oh
this
yeah,
probably every other week. There's something so scary about not seeing what the monster in a movie actually looks like. And most movies will at the end of the movie show, like if you're really good about it, like show it at the very end, just so it's not letting your mind wander. But there is something so cool about not showing it at all.
yeah,
You only see like a little bit of it, and he does the same thing in The Lighthouse. You see Willem Dafoe having sex with like a mermaid, but you never actually see it. You just see like a shadow of it from Robert Pattinson's like view underneath it, and you see like the like silhouette of it happening, but you never actually see it. I think it's just genius. I love this dude. So a werewolf movie with that fucking feel to it, let's fucking go.
yeah.
Sorry, I spent
100%.
like 20 minutes talking about that, but
No, I'm so stoked.
that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah.
Plus, I'm a little drunk.
You're making like a scary horror movie fan out of me because one, you drag me to the ones where I'm like, and sometimes I walk away being like, holy shit, that was creepy and I fucking loved it. Or we make jokes about it.
Yeah.
The Wolfman.
The Wolfman, which was but
Yeah, point proven.
werewolf. Let's go.
Yeah.
Robert Eggers, please, 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 give us the fucking universe that we deserve.
Yeah. The monster universe that
Just give us
Blumhouse
what,
will never do.
Yeah, they'll never do it.
They don't
Not properly.
They don't have to be connected either. Because so far,
I'll
Blumhouse
tell you
isn't
what.
either.
I'll tell you what. You give me. You haven't seen The Lighthouse. It's in black and white.
I knew
I'm a
that, but yeah.
you know that I'm a sucker for like classic horror movies. give me Robert Eggers, black and white creature from the Black Lagoon.
Done.
Done. Done.
I'll ship that all day.
All day.
All day.
All day. All day, son. Okay, we can move on. Sorry.
Okay.
I got real excited about that. I don't know why, but yeah.
I'm excited for it too, but it was enjoyable to watch you get passionate.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen very often anymore.
Not very often at all.
Yeah.
No.
Definitely not in the bedroom.
Yeah. Oh.
At least
Been
from
talking to Nicole again? Have you been talking to my wife again?
no, it's just that dark corner in your room that you can't see anything in. That's where I sleep.
Tyreek, you stabbed my dad.
Uh, we did get kind of like a teaser look at Millie Alcock as Supergirl on the set. Sitting in the chair with the symbol on the back. Was it?
And her beautiful blonde locks.
She is very pretty.
She is very pretty.
And then was it just like a mock-up of what her suit's gonna be, or was that actually a photo of her in it?
I don't know. I think the because James Gunn shared the original picture of the chair,
Yeah.
but the other one that was attached to it, I don't know if that was I don't know if that one's legit. It would be cool if it was, but it was basically like her chest with the Superman logo on it,
Yeah.
but nothing else. Not complaining. Sorry, Mom.
Ka-chow, ka-chow.
Uh,
Well, more like use. Ooh,
no, she's pretty young.
that's
Not in a creepy way. I just mean like not like 60,
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. I'm canceled.
keep digging, Jake.
Canceled.
Yeah, exactly.
Good thing my wife doesn't listen to our show.
She does sometimes.
Hey, babe.
Most people don't understand why that was so funny.
Nope. They never will.
Do you want to take the next one?
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you were looking something up, so I was like waiting for you to.
Oh, I was looking to see if, with what James Gunn shared, if the mock-up of the suit was there also. It is not.
Ah.
So
Beautiful.
it's just, I think they're just starting filming anyways. So.
Ah. We got the episode titles for Daredevil Born Again. Or the first half of it, because isn't it supposed to be like
18
2
episodes,
parts?
I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is only like 8 or 9.
9, yeah. I just
Yeah.
counted.
Yeah.
And they
Tell
weren't
us what they are.
and they weren't listed as like episode 1 is this. Like they just listed them, so we don't know if it's that order or what it is, but we have Heaven's Half Hour, With Interest, The Hollow of His Hand, Straight to Hell, Straight to Jail. Six Semper Systema, which is, I'm assuming, going to be
The Frank Castle.
the Punisher, where we might get the new skull also.
Oh, please.
Because it's a play on the Latin phrase Sic Semper Tyrannis, which means thus always to tyrants. So this would be thus always to the system. Isle of Joy, Excessive Force, Art for Art's Sake, which that's has to be heavily where we find out more about Muse. And then Optics. And that's what we have so far.
Yep.
And oh fuck, it's gonna be sweet.
It better be.
It looks so good. I mean, so many.
We got the Marvel glow up on the suit. It's very same thing with Deadpool.
Yeah, it's brighter.
very bright. Yeah.
Yeah. and so many people are pissed about that, and
I'm not. No.
yeah, I'm all for give us the comic accurate suits,
Yeah. Let's
or
go.
make it believable, but as close to the comics
Even
as we
even
can.
Charlie Cox has said that he's disappointed that he hasn't had the DD on his chest yet.
Yeah, I would like for them to get there. Maybe by the end of the episode, it starts being less like, or not episode of the season, it starts being less like armor plated and a
Mhm.
little bit more of like the flush
Yeah.
suit with the DD, or just update it a little bit and get that in there as well.
We should see eventually. I mean, this is a little not really off topic. We should see Daredevil in Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland, which we've already seen, but it was Matt
Yeah,
Murdock, not
just Matt.
Daredevil. So it'd be fun to see the two of them kind of go at it a little bit.
Yeah, because
I think that
he
I think
wouldn't
that'd be a lot of
remember
fun.
who he is either anymore.
Exactly, yeah. So he wouldn't be just be like, "Oh yeah, you're Peter Parker." I know. I
Yeah,
defended you. Like I want to see a fight scene between those two. I think it'd be really fun,
I do too.
especially with like the Matt Daredevil's like I don't want to call it sonar, but his we'll say sonar um stuff is very similar to Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man's spider sense.
Yeah.
So in the comics, they have a hard time fighting each other because they both have that like extra sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a lot of fun to like read. I've never other than in like cartoons, like in the old like 90s cartoons and
Yeah.
stuff, I've never seen it. It's never been done in live action, and I would very much like to see that. Like, could you imagine like Matt Murdock throwing his batons, like trying to hit Spider-Man. Spider-Man's dodging it, but like shooting his webs at Daredevil, and at the same time, Daredevil's like dodging his webs.
Yeah.
Like, it would just be chaotic, a chaotic fight scene, and
Yeah.
I really want to see that.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
We are in a great time to be a nerd when it comes to movies and TV. I don't care what anyone says, all the butthurt people that didn't actually read a lot of the comics or
hmm
dive into the stories and characters
You and
and
I
stuff
were
like
just
that.
digging through comics today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was disappointed in what that random. I just bought for those that are
There was
curious.
a handful of good ones in there.
Yeah.
Handful of really good ones in there, actually.
Yeah, like, but it was a random lot of 76, and there might have been like
Yeah, see
10 that were pretty
the
cool.
ones that I buy are like I think like 20 or 30 comics for
Yeah.
about the same price that you paid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they don't. I mean, it even said like Marvel, DC, Indie, and I was like, oh, cool, it's gonna be even. There was 10 to 12 between Marvel and DC combined, and the rest were all indie, which isn't a bad thing. It's just,
No.
you know, but also some of them were like the third issue of an indie comic run, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna even like this, so I'm not gonna look for the first issue.
Give us the last one, bud.
So we got for the upcoming Lanterns TV show from James Gunn that they have casted Sinestro with an Ulrich Thompson. I don't know this man's work.
I
Um,
looked up a bunch of it. There's stuff that I recognize, but I don't recognize him from those things,
yeah, I
which
mean,
is not a bad thing. I actually, what I'll say a good thing is that James Gunn isn't casting like a shit ton of like A-listers
just
for
his,
this.
just his friends.
Yeah, well, outside of his brother and his wife.
Yeah,
For this show, I think that's a really cool thing. The guy playing John Stewart, something Pierre, right? I forget his first name. Oh, that makes me sound bad.
ooh, I also
But then Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan.
is it
But
Austin
Kyle
Pierre?
Chandler is like he's an older guy. So, and so is this guy, Ulrich Thompson. He's playing a very old Sinestro, which makes sense because Hal Jordan and Sinestro were like, you know, they're
Yeah.
Superman and Lex Luthor, like those were the dynamic between the two of them. So it would make sense that they would both be like older.
Yeah.
Um,
Aaron Pierre, not Austin Pierre.
Aaron Pierre, Aaron, if you will. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's really cool that is one thing that I think is really cool that James Gunn is doing is not casting fucking just like
Ev-
Matthew McConaughey, Leonardo DiCaprio, you know,
Yeah.
like in
That's
these.
something that
Not that I don't like
he does
those
well
actors, but
also,
yeah,
is
yeah.
he consistently gives smaller, not necessarily smaller, but not like you said A-listers, um their chance to shine.
Right?
I
Right?
mean,
He gave the one chick from Zombie Beavers. Um,
that's funny. For those of you that don't know, that's his wife from Zombie Surfers. Uh, but also, I mean, he helped throw Chris Pratt into stardom. Gave
well, I don't know if the Chris Pratt was already pretty popular. He was just chonky.
yeah, that's fair. But like giving them
He gave him I think he launched him into the action era of
yeah
his career. Yeah,
that
rather than the comedy.
yeah
Yeah.
that
So
that's a
yes.
better way to look at it.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, he does really well with casting.
Yeah. I also wouldn't credit James Gunn with that, honestly, because right
Steven
before
Spielberg.
um uh Guardians of the Galaxy, Chris Pratt got in shape technically for Zero Dark 30.
Oh,
And then he was
I thought it was for Jurassic World.
That was after. That was after Guardians.
I always well I know, but I always forget that he was in Zero Dark 30. I thought that's why he was beefing up was for that role. Um, just because
No,
I forget that he was in
yeah.
that movie.
He beefed up for Zero Dark 30 and then got cast in. I know that James Gunn says that he was still kind of like overweight or whatever, and that he was gonna cast him anyway and like CGI his fucking abs in or whatever, and they didn't need to. But that's because he was already in shape from Zero Dark 30.
Yeah,
So James Gunn taking credit for other shit that he didn't do.
I
Um,
I I forgot about that. I was the one that was
Yeah.
giving him credit for it. I mean, I'm sure he gives himself credit for it too, because that's how egos work.
I won't. I won't. I won't. I won't.
What?
Oh, nothing. I was gonna talk about another big ego, but we already did, so I don't want to.
Okay.
We don't need to go in that circle.
Oh, back to the pre-show.
Yeah.
Woo!
Well, you said that's how egos work, and I was like, what?
Well,
I won't.
let's move on to our next topic. Okay.
So Superman.
Well, you heard it
Love
here
it.
first, nerds. Now, kind of like how at the beginning of the episode we just talked about Spider-Man, different iterations, what we've liked, stuff like that. In taste and in oh fuck, Eugene.
In anticipation
Thank you.
for
Yeah, for upcoming Spider-Man projects, we're gonna do that
Superman.
with Superman.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I did it. Well,
Do you have a favorite comic, movie, live action, cartoon?
I mean, it's tough when it comes to live action. Um, I have really enjoyed like the Justice League animated films. With that iteration of Superman, I really liked the Injustice animated film where he's got nothing to live for really anymore. His world is destroyed. obviously not Krypton, but with Lois dying, and he, you see how terrifying Superman can be as a bad guy, which I thought was very interesting. As for live action, I don't know, like Christopher Reeve, like, was the perfect balance between Clark and Superman.
Mm.
Henry Cavill was an amazing Superman, but as Clark Kent, he was just Henry Cavill. Like, uh, I can give you my least favorite. Sorry, Brandon Routh. Brandon Routh. Because I also really liked Tyler Hoechlin with Superman and Lois. I lied. Dean Cain is my least favorite. That's because Dean Cain's a piece of shit. What about you? Because you have so much more. I haven't read any Superman comics.
I got a lot of opinions here. Comic storyline. I don't know the name of the comic, but there is a comic where when Clark slash Superman realizes when fighting Darkseid that he doesn't need to hold back anymore. And that with all of the other villains that he's ever faced, he's like, I've been holding back. I've never unleashed my full power. But with you, I can. And he just fucking smashes bro, dude. I fucking love it. I read it when I was younger. Again, I don't remember the name of it. It was awesome. They did it in the old school Superman cartoon that would have been around the same time that Batman the animated series was out. They did that with Darkseid and Superman. There's a
I was
fight
gonna
between
say,
them where he does the same thing.
I
and it's-
forgot about that, but as
Yeah.
I was like, I think they also did that in one of the animated series. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember which one it was, but
It's
yeah.
awesome. The Death of Superman has always been one of my favorites, comic book wise. Um, just Clark coming back, not really knowing who he is. And my favorite thing about it is, sorry, I'm gonna nerd the fuck out about this conversation. Sorry, bud.
That's fine.
My favorite thing about it is Lex has always been trying to kill Clark, or Superman. He hates Superman, blah blah blah. And after Doomsday and Superman kill each other, Lex finally, it took the death of Superman. He finally realizes that the everything just goes into chaos once Superman's gone. Like the crime rates are going up and blah blah blah. So he clones Superman and makes Bizarro.
Oh, that's right.
But Bizarro doesn't know that he's a clone, and at first he looks like Superman, and then the clone starts to like decay and shit like that, and then he gets that white skin and blah blah blah. But I thought
That's
that was
why
really cool
he's
because it was
discolored. Is because the clone is decaying.
Mhm.
I didn't know this. I never
yeah. Yeah.
read it or anything like that. That's
But yeah,
really cool.
I always thought that was really funny because Lex is like, "Fuck Superman," and then once Superman's gone, Lex is like, "We need Superman." But then when Superman comes back, he's back to just being an asshole about it, and yeah. But the Death of Superman comics, the end of it and the beginning of the next series, those two comics, I can't tell you every detail about it. I remember the first issue of the comic that came back after he died. It was like the resurrection. He comes back at the end of it. They build a gold statue of Superman in Metropolis, and he's like holding his arm out like that, and there's an eagle like on his forearm. I remember the cover of it vividly.
Isn't that called the Return of Superman? Isn't that the next one?
Yeah, that's the next one. Yeah.
Oh.
And then live action is really tough for me. Christopher Reeves will always be the GOAT for me. But I I love Henry Cavill. I think he killed it again, like you said, as Superman. Yes, but he was so Superman even as Clark, right?
Yeah, like
There's just like not
overly
a whole lot of he's just this built.
charismatic, you know.
They didn't do much to hide it.
He wore
Um,
glasses. God, I mean, so did
fucking
Tyler Hoechlin, but
everyone's gonna make fun of me for this, probably, but Tom Welling. Smallville killed it, dude. Tom Welling,
I'm so mad at myself that I was not putting that into consideration.
yeah,
But I think that's because in my mind he was only ever Clark.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they played the shit out of the farm boy for like 9 years, and then they were like, last season, Superman. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, yeah.
so
And
yeah,
I mean that was the entire purpose of the show, obviously,
yeah.
but that for some reason that never when I think of my live action Clark Kent Superman, uh yeah, it's
That's
nice.
just a
It's nice.
picture of Tom Welling,
Taking
that
his
he
shirt
signed,
off. Uh
that he signed for me. Uh,
there's wet stains on it and it did
I
not come
have
from
I
Tom.
have a video of him saying my name out loud. Just
And
saying.
yeah,
He was like Jake Peters.
this one's for you.
Yeah. Signed. And then
And then
there's
Jake was like, "Oh my god, he said my name." Oh, wah, oh,
Michael
wah, oh, wah, oh, wah.
Rosenbaum as Lex Luthor right under it, but that one says Nicole's name on it. Uh,
Here's
but anyways, I think Tom Welling did a
bring
really good job.
2025. If we're going backwards as a nation, bring back the beef with with
Yeah.
Rosie
No,
about
I don't
that.
actually have any beef with him. He's my favorite Lex Luthor.
Oh,
He
oh,
is
100%.
He's my favorite Lex Luthor. Live action, uh, uh, cartoon, any of them. Yeah, he's my favorite. He
He
killed it.
played that I'm doing this for the betterment, but my like
You're gonna get me fucking
narcissism.
going. You're gonna get me going.
But the narcissism is just there, you know, like
The best part of a good villain is that the villain thinks they're the good guy, and he did it so well. Everything that I mean. Is the writing of that show and Michael Rosenbaum's portrayal of that character. He just fucking mastered it. He was a piece of shit, but he thought he was doing all of the right things, and I fucking love that. That's how a good villain should be.
so good. So good.
You can have your Joker, right? You can have the Joker who is just wants to cause chaos, but a really good villain thinks they're the good guy, and
Yeah.
I just Lex Luthor is the best.
Pinnacle.
Yeah,
That is
and Michael Rosenbaum nailed that character for fucking 10 years, dude.
was
Well,
so-
like 8 because he wasn't in it for a little
for
while.
why?
But yeah,
There are rumors as to the for why, and none of them have been confirmed.
the best person to ever nail that character the way that they did. Don't get me wrong, I love Gene Hackman. He's a fucking amazing actor. But I think Michael Rosenbaum's, and they had so many years to
To
fucking
build it, yeah.
build that up, yeah. As where like the movies and stuff, they only had, a couple hours on screen,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Tom Welling might be one of my favorite live action
I
Superman.
always forget about that.
Yeah.
I'm
Plus, I just
so mad at myself
love Tom Welling.
because of how much you love Tom Welling and how much you used to talk about Smallville.
Oh, I still talk about it frequently.
Oh.
You just might not be here for a lot of it. I
Yeah.
literally have been thinking about like starting it again for like my 100th time.
Yeah, I got like halfway through my third rewatch because I didn't start watching until the first time I watched it was 4 years ago.
Years ago when I told you
2021.
to.
Yeah.
No, I told you to, and you were like, "Nah, I'll get around to it." And then Ken Knutson was like, Smallville's my favorite Superman. And you were like, oh, I'm going to watch it. And I was like, you fucking dick.
100%. It just needed someone so, like more famous than you, uh, to be like. You shouldn't be like Jake's been talking about this a lot. I'm not going to give him the credit though.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever. We got you to watch it.
And
I'll take
fucking
it.
loved it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Those are probably my favorite. Obviously, the old school cartoons were a lot of fun. They used to play them like back to back when I'd get home from school. The Batman the animated series and then Superman. Um,
I need a.
that's
I
kind of my
started
jam. But
re-watching the Batman, like Batman the animated series, but I should go back and watch the Superman
yeah, you should.
one
A lot of
alongside
a
it.
lot of the fun of those two shows with that they crossed over like often,
Yeah,
very often. Yeah. Um, good time. I love basically I love everything Superman. I even watched the Adventures of Lois and Clark with Dean Cain. Um, that was on TNT when I was a kid.
yeah. I remember it being on because I mean we're not going to get into current relationships with my mother, but she's the one that made me a nerd. Like I remember being 5 years old. She introduced me to Star Wars, Star Trek. She used to watch that show as well. Like she showed me the classic Superman movies. Um, so I remember that show. I don't remember it super well, but
Uh,
just now knowing what I know about Dean Cain being
yeah,
a
I wouldn't go back and
fucking
rewatch it.
asshole, but yeah,
I think what set and then I'm gonna stop and then we can move on because we're close to the end here. But I think what sets Smallville apart from everything else is that there was a long period of time where there wasn't any Superman stuff,
hmm
right? Like content coming out. We had all the old stuff. We had I would call it a failed show. The Adventures of Lois and Clark with Dean Cain and
yeah,
Terry Hatcher. Uh, but there was a long time where nothing really happened with Superman, and then when Smallville came out, one of the coolest things about Smallville, and I think this is like, I mean, no other show like ever has done this that I can think of anyway, and correct me if I'm wrong, but every single person that has ever been involved in Superman is in Smallville. Christopher Reeves plays Dr. Virgil Swan. Uh, I can't think of her name off the top of my head.
Annette
I didn't know
O'Toole.
we were going to talk about this. Otherwise, I would have pulled it up. But the lady who plays Lois Lane, she's Virgil Swan's assistant. That in the old school movies
Yeah,
that helps Clark's mom like split his Kryptonian side from his human side. Clark's mom
Annette
played
O'Toole.
Annette O'Toole. She played Lana Lang in the original Superman movies. Dean Cain is in an episode. He played Superman in the Adventures of Lois and Clark. Terry Hatcher plays Lois Lane's mom. Very small part, but it was like a recording that her mom like left to Lois after she passed away. The voice of Jor-El that talks to Clark throughout the entire show is Terrence Stamp, or sorry, yeah,
Yeah,
Terrence Stamp, who played Zod in the first Superman movie. Um, uh,
doesn't
Chlo-
Linda Carter also have a?
Chloe, I was just gonna say Chloe's mom is played by Linda Carter, who played Wonder Woman in the original Wonder Woman TV series. I mean, it's just it. So many people and that were involved in the DC world and specifically Superman. And it was, Christopher Reeves passed away while, filming for
Yeah.
Smallville, and it's just something that I don't think a lot of shows have really done, and I think that was really cool. And
Plus,
there's more. There's more. I'll talk for
Plus,
an hour and a
so
half
many,
about this.
so
Yeah.
many incredible people were just in the show that have gone on to shape more
Amy
nerds.
Adams played Lois Lane with Henry Cavill. She
Yeah.
was in Smallville.
Sam Witwer, like
Oh yeah,
moving away from DC,
Star
but
Wars.
like
Yeah.
Star Wars and like
Yeah.
a huge shape of at least like our generation's
Yeah.
Star Wars fandom. Like
Both those boys from the fucking Vampire Diaries. They're started in Smallville. Ian Somerhalder
plus-
and I forget the other guy's name.
yeah, that's
Uh,
fine.
Wesley something.
The
Paul
oth-
Wesley.
Paul Wesley, yeah,
Wesley
sure,
Paul something. Yeah.
he's there too. Um, fucking Jensen Ackles,
Jensen Ackles. The funny
the
a funny story.
cult leader Allison Mack. You know,
Funny story about Jensen Ackles is, and I heard it from Tom Welling, is that, and this is just spiraled into a conversation, but that's what we're here for, right?
yeah.
Tom Welling was telling the story about when he auditioned for Smallville, and he like showed up there like in his like pickup truck, like whatever, no big deal, and he was like waiting for his turn, and he's like some guy shows up in this like super nice vehicle, gets out. He's like this super handsome kid, and he's like, "Oh, you here auditioning for whatever?" And Tom is like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And he's like, "Well, who do you want to go first?" And Tom's like, "You can go first." And he goes in, gets back into his fancy vehicle, and drives away. And Tom's like, "There's no way I'm getting this. That guy is so fucking handsome." It was Jensen Ackles auditioned to play Clark.
I did not know that. That's fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, he was from I think the Days of Our Lives before Smallville, and then he did
Really?
Smallville.
Huh.
And then Supernatural after that for like 20 years.
Died so much.
And then Tom Welling played a younger version of Jensen Ackles' grandfather in Supernatural when they revived it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it only went for one season and got canceled. It was
Oh,
really bad.
I'm sure it was.
My wife is a huge Supernatural fan. She's like, and I mean, realistically, she's a Jensen Ackles fan. But when that revival show came out that only lasted like one season, she watched like the first episode and she was like, "Nope, this is dumb. This doesn't make sense because of this. This doesn't make sense because of this." I was just like, are we not going to watch this show? And she was like, "No, this is fucking stupid." And then the show got canceled after the first season. And I was like, "Well, you were right, I guess." But yeah, Tom Welling he played their grandfather, basically. But like a young version of it. Like
Yeah, because it was like
it's
a
like it's like a prequel series, but then they brought Jensen in anyways because he
Well,
was like a producer on the show,
yeah,
so that he
that's-
like shows up in like his car, but it's like the DeLorean from Back to the Future, and like tells them like, "Hey, you have to like do this and this," And Nicole was like, "That's dumb. This is dumb." And she just started like listing off reasons why it didn't make sense. And I was like, "You don't want to watch this? Are you serious?" And she's like, "No, doesn't make sense. It's not canon.
It's
like, blah, blah, blah." And I was
ruining
like,
my favorite show.
Yeah. But yeah, Tom Welling was in that as a young version of their grandfather.
Oh, also back to Smallville. Laura Lee, who played the original Kara.
Oh yeah, she played
Laura.
Kara's mom. Yeah, or no, Clark's mom. Sorry,
Yeah,
Lara. Yeah, Lara.
yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
I'm just like going through it now. I'm like, who else did we miss? Like,
Yeah. Oh, a lot. Everybody.
there's
Literally
so many,
everybody.
yeah, I can't. I'm not even recognizing names anymore. But they're. I was in it for one episode. Played this person, and it's probably a nod.
I mean, it's kind of soapy. The show is kind of soapy. It's a
Yeah,
CW.
it's
It's a CW drama.
from
but
the
it
early
is
2000s on top of
for
that, you know.
for a TV show adaptation of the origins of Superman. It is my favorite.
Yeah,
I've seen it like
so
I'm
good.
not joking. I until I got married and had a kid, I used to watch the entire thing front to back like once a year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a long time because you're old.
I am old. And that show ended in
Oh, it started in 2000,
I think
maybe
it's
2001.
ended like 2010, I think. I think the last season was like 2010. Yeah.
Well,
Yep. Whole lot of that.
it
Sorry.
says 2017. That doesn't seem right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that seems
That's
very...
probably they're probably going off of the fucking
Oh, the
the
crossover.
crossover
Yeah,
bullshit. Yeah.
it ended in May of 2011.
Ah, that was 1 year off. Yeah. Yep. I remember watching. I remember watching the series finale. It was a 2-part, a 2-hour finale. I had one of those old school giant fucking
Oh,
TVs,
like projector TVs?
like the size of a fucking armoire. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it was a 62-inch, probably like 400-pound
That's
TV. That's what I watch with an antenna on top of it because it was before they switched over to the
to the HD
fucking
boxes.
digital. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with a fucking antenna on top of it, that's how I watched that fucking show. That's how I fucking finished it.
Oh, my dog is gassing the fuck out of my office right now. I just,
We can move on from this Superman thing. Those
yeah,
that's probably my favorite like live action adaptation of Superman as
yeah,
of right now. I still love you, Henry. You're the best. Please don't
so pretty.
hate me. Yeah.
You're so pretty.
You killed it as Superman. You're just your
The
Clark Kent was too
writing wasn't really there for Clark either, you know.
yeah. Yeah. You just were
God, it smells
and
so
he wasn't Clark very often
yeah.
in that. So I in his defense. But he was just still like I'm Clark Kent. And it was like, okay, dude, chill the fuck, you know?
We get it. Don't eat me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, let's close out this episode then.
Yeah. But before we close out this episode, we are going to talk about our honorable mentions. Chad, what do you got?
I've got a lot, and I'm gonna start talking fast so they don't talk over me. So I started watching Inglorious Bastard, or not started. I watched
That's
Inglorious
great, Chad.
Bastard. Shut the fuck! I feel like Matthew Berry just fuck. I watched Inglorious Bastards. I have a queue of movies about beating Nazis in my to watch list because the world sucks right now. I also watched Rogue One, Space Nazis, overcoming those. I finally finished What We Do in the Shadows, and I watched Sonic 3.
Oh yeah, bro.
What about you?
I also
Cool.
watched Sonic 3.
It's not the same.
I also watched Sonic 3. Nicole has been watching Cars with our son. I have been watching Ice Age with our son when she's not around. Um, and then I found out recently that my wife has never seen a Western movie. So I made her watch The Quick and the Dead. It's a Sam Raimi Western movie,
Nice.
but it's fun. If you ever have you ever seen it?
We've had this conversation 3 times this week. No.
Yeah, but not on
Yeah, no, I know.
camera.
It's just funny.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it last week too.
Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman, Russell Crowe,
I'm
very
Russell
young Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, it's a fun Western movie. And if you're just dipping your toes in the sand, you know, it's a good one. I said sand because it's in the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me a
But
second, but I
but
caught
then I
it.
have to now that she is like, okay, that was pretty good. Now I have to like make her watch like Tombstone or True Grit or like
I would swap the order of those, like slowly get more into old school, like slower paced westerns.
dude, Tombstone's a shit, man. I love that
I
movie.
it's a great movie, and so is
Yeah.
True Grit, but I feel like True Grit's a little.
Well, I would probably give her the new version with Josh Brolin and Haley Steinfeld,
And
Matt
Mrs. Josh
Damon,
Allen.
Matt Damon.
I forget that he's in that.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well,
It's
sweet.
Shane. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah.
Also,
We
just for those that celebrate, we want to wish everyone a happy Lunar New Year. Uh, it is on the 29th, so the day that this episode airs is the Lunar New Year for those that celebrate. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add? I feel like I started talking over you. Okay, cool.
no.
Um,
I was gonna keep talking about westerns, and I was like, well, I'm not
yeah, that's fair.
gonna
Um,
do that.
Well, if you are a fan of the show, please like, share, subscribe wherever you find us. Social media, YouTube, your podcast player of choice. Also, check out allthingsnerdpod.com. It's our website brought to you by Marty over at Digicat Tech. If you need help setting up a new website, digital marketing, stuff like that. Yeah.
Don't end it, but keep talking.
Okay. Reach out to him. He's amazing. If you like actual play tabletop RPG podcast, check out our other podcast called Kobolds in the Basement. It is a Tales of the Valiant, Dungeons and Dragons rule style tabletop RPG that we do an actual play on. If you want to be a premium subscriber, we would love that over at buymeacoffee.com/allthingsnerd. Jake grabbed a special goodie box because we are going to be doing our first live stream of the year. We haven't picked a date yet, but it'll be coming soon. We're going to do the Final Boss Sour Candy challenges. We've only... We
did the Hot Ones season 15
15
a
or
while
16.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna do
Partying.
this as our next one. Apparently these are fucking crazy sour.
And they're made with actual fruit,
Yeah.
minimal added sugars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um,
So we'll do a live stream. We'll eat these. We'll eat a bunch of them. We won't just do like one of each. We will take some trivia questions or something like that. If we fail, we will have to eat them. We'll come up with a fun
yeah,
way
an
to
actual game plan.
do it. But look forward to that. We'll post about it on our Instagram, our TikTok, Facebook.
Well, someone will post on our TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm salty, man. I miss it.
But yeah, look forward to that. We'll also talk about it on here as we get closer to it and when we're gonna do it and stuff like that. So we'll update everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna be doing a live stream soon. So as for anybody that has watched our live streams, or if you're new to our live streams, or new to our podcast in general, we do giveaways, we do trivia. You can ask us questions. We have to do stuff. We'll also ask you questions, and if you get them right, or if you're able to stump us, we'll give you merch. Hoodies, hats, mugs,
Shot glasses,
shot glasses, lanyards, stickers,
stuff from our sponsor, Crybaby
yeah.
Craig's Hot
Crybaby,
Sauce.
yeah, Crybaby Cakes hot sauce. We have all sorts of shit to give you guys.
And I think we
and
still have
and it is
some of
occupying
our
the
limited...
shit out of my closet down here, so I want to get rid of it.
we still have
So-
limited label Crybaby Craig's, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
From
yeah. Like
from
Yeah.
Twin Cities Con.
Yep.
So
Yep. So pay attention. We will get into that in the near future, and it'll be a lot of fun. you can watch us put ourselves through some torment for your enjoyment.
Eminem, you can use that. Got to it before you did, fucker.
That being said,
Ooh. Oh. Hang on. Yeah. That being no, I'm just kidding. We love you. Thank you for being here. And this has been the All Things Nerd Podcast.